the second half beginning in just a moment. It's been quite a game for Slim.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
The Hawks leading by 10. We've got money. Slim is out there with the profit. Then there's Baller, and it's Freeman in at the 2 guard. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. And here's Walker. Screen by Jefferson. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Jefferson. And that one's good. Jefferson's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Hornets. The Hawks shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%.
And Kid Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Clark for Kid Gilchrist, and his shot, it seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
Walker goes in. Kemba Walker with an eerily similar season once again. Stats the last 3 years have ironically been very close.
Yeah, you talked about those 3 years. Almost 18 points a game in around 35 minutes. So did so on just under 16 shots as well. So becoming more and more efficient.
Atlanta leading by 9. Blake passes to Freeman. It's stolen by Jefferson. And even 3-on-3 break. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
You know, it's kind of one of those weird anomalies when you look at Kemba's numbers, because in each of those seasons, he played a different number of games. Just one of those kind of quirky, weird things we pick up on sometimes when our brain is foggy.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Zeller dishes to Jefferson. It's deflected.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And Lamb kicks to Walker. Now here's Zeller. He's guarded closely. And that's a foul called on the Prophet. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And for Walker, guys, and his stats, even for players considered consistent, there is more variation than what Walker has put up.
Al Horford is checked in for money. The Hornets also changing it up. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Hansbrough comes in for Zeller. And it's Batum for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Walker the pass to Lamb. Dishes to Kaminsky. Charlotte moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Ball's knocked loose. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's the Prophet.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
And it's Walker penetrating, and he banks in the layup. Walker's got 11 points.
Well, I tell you what, it's easy to get spoiled watching this fella. I mean, he just makes it look so simple.
Here's the Prophet. Hansbrough defending. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7. Here's Batum. Great D that time from T.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Walker against T. Puts up a 3. Walker missing again. The Hawks leading by 13. Last season, the Charlotte Hornets had a dreadful offense. Worst effective field goal percentage mark in the league. Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytic in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Jeff T. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Ben's checked in.
And for the Hornets, they're league worst in terms of field goal efficiency. And for the Hornets, their league worst effective field goal percentage means they didn't take a lot of threes, and they still missed a ton of shots. And guys, that's a recipe for disaster.
And the shot is good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. With a pause in the action, let's show you the teams that were best from the line last season. Number 5, the Hawks.
Collectively, I mean, they had an amazing year at the free throw line. Sometimes free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everyone on their team had the hot hand.
Al Jefferson is checked in for Charlotte.
Well, I tell you, you take a look at the Hornets roster from last year, and a lot of players shot under 40% from the floor. Not end of the rotation guys either. I mean, players that saw heavy minutes, just casting up brick after brick.
Money's checked in for Atlanta. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Zeller's checked in. Here's Lind. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Lind's got his first bucket of the night. The Hawks leading by 13. Blake passes to the Prophet. Here's Schroeder. That 3 off the mark.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
A shot by Batum, no good. To the wing on the left. Pass to Schroeder. They set the pick. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Hornets trail by 13. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth. Zeller and Jefferson are inside. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3 spot. A nice shot by Zeller.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Blake passes to the Prophet. Yes, and it's Blake picking up the assist. Blake's got 3 assists in the game.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Screen by Jefferson. Here's Lamb. Got a piece of it.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Hawks?
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Always going up for the alley-oop here. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
Timeout Charlotte.
And the Hornets call time here.
And what a year last year for the Hawks. And what a job they did in their division. So many people thought Washington or Miami would run away with the Southeast, but the Hawks took that division by storm.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He went over the offensive plan and that it hinges on running things through Jefferson. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. For the Hawks, it was the first time they have won their division in 21 years. Hard to believe, Clark, given how often they're in the playoffs.
And, you know, the last time they won their division, it was when they were in the Central back in '94. Just another great moment for what was an incredible season for the Hawks last year.
It's stolen by Jefferson. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Atlanta timeout.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality. Maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Here's the Prophet. Passes it to Slim. Just 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Off the mark, only his second miss in 7 attempts. Hornets trail by 17. Outside, Walker lets it go from deep. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
To the wing right side. Here's Lamb. Rebound, Atlanta. Blake's got his 5th rebound in this one.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Here's Slim. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
Zeller. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Hawks.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play, and it's fun to watch, too.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for the Prophet. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
It's stolen by Schroeder. To the paint. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Jefferson's checked in for Kaminsky. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Tyler Hansbrough. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Jeremy Lin. And Walker subbed in for Brian Roberts. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. It's deflected. Kid Gilchrist with the steal.